Hi Move Maker, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is your girl Nats, and I'm just here today. I haven't really been with you for quite some time. I shot this video once before and I had to do it over. So right now I'm simply just gonna go straight into it and not waste any time. But what I did was that when I was closing out 2023 and starting 2024, I looked at what my challenges were and where I was in terms of what I wanted my goals to look like. I had many big goals for 2023, but did I accomplish them? Stick with me after the intro and you will hear exactly how I did.
And them again.
So thank you for staying with me. Anybody who knows me knows that I consider myself a gold digger. And that's why I'm calling myself Move Maker, because I just go out there and I just make moves, and it's very critical and very key that I do this, because we know that if it is that you want to get anywhere in this life, you're not gonna get there by simply sitting down. I'm normally one who will grab the bull by the horns and just run right for it and just get to where I need to be. And I have a reputation of setting what I remember reading in one book what were called BHAGs, which is big, hairy, audacious goals. My goals are usually out of this world. And here's what is interesting. I remember at a point in time I set really high goals for myself, and I remember I called it the 3 before 30, and by the time I was 30-year-old I had accomplished all of them. And that's why I still have that attitude and that mindset to really push on with very serious level goals, because I know that I can accomplish them. So let's take a recap. What were some of the goals that I had set for 2023? And then from there we'll actually look at how did they turn out. So the first one is that I had an income goal. 2021 and 2022, coming out of COVID and kind of just balancing off things, especially as I worked then in hospitality, I was really focused on how can I really build and boost my income. And I had an income goal. I had a plan to actually get to that income goal. So I was really pushing every month to get my income to a particular level. In fact, I was just simply trying to double my salary for what it was, by side hustling my way. So that was the first one. Hitting that income goal would have given me an opportunity to actually purchase a new phone. That was one thing that I was able to do, and I did that. Kept my credit card payments as how they were supposed to be kept, and I was also able to do that. Another income goal that I did have was that once I hit my income, I would have completed a reno that I had started at my house that was not complete. So that was another one I had there. And then I also had an unsecured loan that I wanted to pay off that year. And yeah, those were things that I really wanted to push for. I also wanted to start investing, and that was also something I was also looking towards. So yes, I had really big goals as it relates to my income. The next one was that I wanted to read 12 books for the year. 1 book per month, right? Nothing is too difficult in that. Did I do it? I'll tell you in a few. I also wanted to exercise 4 times a week. Anybody who knows me well knows that when it comes down to the whole idea of health, I can eat to get to where I need to be, and I can eat healthy. That's like the easiest thing for me to do. But when it comes down to exercise, it's a no for me. I literally have to create plans and strategies so I end up in the gym. If I had a choice, I would not be exercising, I would not be working out. I'm still working on changing my mindset towards exercise even to this date. But yes, I wanted to exercise 4 days a week back in 2023. Another thing I wanted to be able to do was to adjust my self-image a little bit. And it kind of came out also out of my therapy. I remember at one point in time my therapist even ran my scale to see if I was one of those persons that had body dysmorphic disorder. I didn't, thank God. However, I felt that I could have done differently with my look. and that was something that I wanted to maintain. And yes, therapy was also another one on the book for 2023. I wanted to be able to maintain therapy. So of course, with payments and with the money, I could have actually afforded therapy, and that was something that I wanted to do throughout the course of the year. So, how did I do? The challenge, however, is that though I was able to kickstart those, I was not able to maintain them. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what happened as to why I wasn't able to maintain, but the good thing is I did start, so that was something that was a win for me. I wasn't able to pay off the unsecured loan that I had. In fact, by mid-year, I had hit a financial slump and I took another unsecured loan.
Wow!
Yes, I was offered a large sum of money and I took another unsecured loan. So it kind of pushed me back a little bit. But yeah, it was a rough year for me financially. Now another key thing was that I wanted to read 12 books. I did not read 12 books. I think I got as far as 8 or 9, but I didn't do the 12 books that I wanted to do. And I think that goal was very realistic and I really didn't hit it. The other one was that I wanted to exercise 4 times a week. Even though I struggled and I pushed, by about March, April, I had fallen off really badly. Tried to get back on track in the June, July, and at that point, I think I did June, and by July I was out of it again. Yeah, I did June, but by July I was really out of it. So I really did not keep up that plan. In fact, it wasn't until about October, November, it wasn't until November I got back on track with my exercising. And that was something that was very strategic because, you know, having moved and wanting to be able to maintain my health and fitness levels, I decided that exercise was going to be an important thing to really partake in. So that was when I really got back on track. But I missed quite a bit of months. Like the months that I've missed in the year is probably about 8 of them. So I did not hit that goal of practice or being able to exercise, 4 times a week. The next one is that I wanted to maintain my image. That was another one that was also financially hampering, and I don't think I had real change until I was able to move. And that was something that made a difference for me. And y'all know, the hair went, and even since the hair went, the hair has even been lowered. So I am grateful for the fact that I was able to make that move and accomplish that goal. And yeah, you know, there are still some things that are left hanging, but I think we really need to look at what the challenges were why I really didn't hit those goals, because for me some of those goals were really achievable. And I think one of the main things is that I really did not have much time for myself. I worked back then in hospitality and I was working crazy hours, and it even got more intense when it got down to July when we were preparing for an international audit. And I mean, I was getting to work from as early as 7 a.m. and I'm not leaving until about 6, rushing to the gym, 5:36, rushing to the gym. And as a mom of a toddler, that means I had to get her out, get her ready, should be out of the house, and then not picking her up until 7 p.m. And it kind of weighed a lot on my heart and how I did things as a woman, because I realized I did not, or I was not spending enough time with my daughter. And even though I had quite a strong village at the moment and I was grateful for the help, I just didn't feel right as a mom with all the time commitments I had. And then by the time I wear out myself in the day, when I come home at night, I just want to go to bed. It literally felt like that. I actually was burning out along the way. Funny enough, I think I knew I had a burnout episode in October, November of 2022. And what I learned back then, and you know what I learned when I hit a wall back in June 2023, was that I had not recovered from that episode back then. So it was quite interesting to learn that I did not recover, and it's really just snowballing and becoming a bigger issue. Poor planning was also something that I was suffering from, and all of the issues that I had emotionally. I think my vibrational state was just pretty low, and I really just lacked the energy, lacked the passion, lacked the drive, and I really had difficulties getting to where I needed to be. And one of the different things too is that I kind of had overstretched it with my goals. And one of the things was that I was even trying to use means to get to where I needed to be that were not things that I was passionate about, because all I just thought that you want to get this, you have to do this, and there was no passion behind it. So it was a rough period, and I did not accomplish all I wanted to accomplish in 2023. But I did hint on a few things that I was able to accomplish. And you know what was interesting? Some of my biggest wins for 2023 they were not originally amongst my goals per se, nor were the methods completely there at all. And it's just so fascinating. What the key thing is that I was able, through whatever was happening in my life last year, to manifest a career change. I remember at one point in time I was really trying to figure out where should I go with my career, because clearly hospitality wasn't working out for me. It wasn't helping me as a mom, it wasn't helping me financially, and I just decided, what was I going to do? And I manifested a career change in 2023, so that was a huge win for me. And that wasn't something that I was thinking of originally from the start of the year. I was just thinking of how can I boost my capacity whilst I work my current job so that I can accomplish some of the things that I wanted to do. What that came with was that it came with an opportunity for relocation, so I had to move out of the country. And it was an amazing feat for me, because I am back where I was some time ago, and this is where it was pretty much amazing, considering too that I had my daughter, because I had a family here. I had friends from a long time before, and it was not difficult for me to really transition into where I was going. Another thing is that with this career change or with this new job, I had more time freed up. The only challenging part was that my time was kind of battling between this happened towards the end of the year, so my time was kind of battling with my ability to settle well and just kind of restructure myself based on some of the challenges that I also faced with my relocation. So I'm happy regardless, and I can tell you I was happy along the way, because I felt like a huge burden lifted off me when I left hospitality. And it was so amazing to just feel this transformative effect, because a lot of persons are in their jobs, and what they do not recognize is that your jobs may not be aligned to what you really want for yourself. And it was rough, but I pushed. I got my new job, and I was in a totally different place emotionally, physically, spiritually as well. And that was very, very helpful for me. Another thing is that trying to wrap up things with my relocation helped to increase my net worth. Remember too that I had started investing, so that was also something that helped to promote that, and that was something I was grateful for, being able to just work on increasing my net worth at the moment. And I was just happy with the results that I got then, along with the fact that, things changed. My home and lifestyle changed a little bit. So it was a little bit more relieving based on how my year started. But I'm grateful for the things that happened. And as I said, these things that did happen to me, they were not completely aligned to the goals that I had originally set. But these were some of my biggest wins in 2023. And I must admit, these were some of my biggest wins of my life so far. Like, how did I, in a moment of, not being sure of what to do, land the possibility for 2 jobs that would have paid me more than what I was getting in my current capacity, and I took the one out of the country. It was the first one that contacted me, and then I was much more enthused about career change, and I moved. And I can tell you, I'm grateful that I had that experience, because now I have my daughter being in a much more secure place, and that was something that I was also longing for. So yeah, despite the fact that I didn't get the goals that I had set, I won. But what happened is that because I didn't achieve some of the goals that I wanted to achieve, and I think these goals are pretty major, they ended up on my goal list again for 2024. And yes, I know there are many of you who actually do this, and nothing is wrong with it, but of course you really have to just audit what caused you from not getting those goals in 2023 and make sure that you do not repeat the same mistake in 2024. So we're going into the next section of this video. What will I be doing differently in 2024 to achieve the goals that I had set? The first thing, based on my experience of 2023, that I'll be doing is that I will be detaching myself from the results. It's like you want a VWT1. I didn't want a VWT1, you know, yeah. And I wanted a gray VWT1. What if I said I wanted a VWT1 and I got a black VWT1? Was I going to be mad that I didn't get a gray VWT1? I got a VWT1. So the interesting part about it is that I'm working now to detach myself from the outcome, because just like how my year worked out last year, even though I had plans for things to be one way and things worked out but in a different way, I have to recognize that life is like that. That's how it always is going to be. So of course, detaching yourself from the outcome helps me to not be unfocused on what is happening, you know, and being able to capture more of the moment, and also help me to be more grateful for what my blessings are, because the blessings are there. But if you're fixated on the gray Tiguan, you won't see that the black Tiguan is a Tiguan. It probably even have better specs and it's newer than the one you wanted. But of course, you have to be in the moment, and that is something that I'm definitely trying to do for 2024. The next thing that I'm trying to do for 2024 is that I want to do things with more ease. I think I was always like this in 2023. And these are the things that helped in getting me burnt out, because I was so busy trying to get to some of the things I need when I could have eased into things. And that is something I'm definitely looking on doing for 2024, and I'm trusting that God is going to really help me to focus on. I think this is my goal for this year, is that I want to make this my year of ease. I want to be more relaxed, I want to be more calm, I want to be more at peace with how I do things, and of course just watch my life unfold. So yes, for 2024 I want to do things with more ease. The next thing that I want to focus on for 2024 is that I want to spend more time visualizing, and along with visualizing, it's just acting in that certain way, as the book The Science of Getting Rich always says. So for example, I want to be a better mom. Not that I'm saying I'm not a good mom, you know, but I use that as an example. I have to get up. If I understand that being a better mom is my goal, I have to get up and start practicing every single day as to how I am going to be a better mom. I remember the story of Steve Harvey when he said that he wanted a new car, and after hoping and praying and this new car turned up, his mom said to him one day, "But Steve, you have your old car just sitting in the garage, you know, what do you expect when this new car arrives?" And it really helps to show that there are so many of us who really want stuff, but we're still holding space with old ideas and old mentalities and old behaviors, and we really just have to act differently if we want things to go differently. The first book for the year that I've read is The Art of Possibility, and there's a section of the book that talks about giving everybody an A. Of course, it's giving all the aspects of you the A, so that by the time you get to the end of the semester, you already have the A, but you get the A from day one. So of course, if you're a student from day one, you're going to be moving differently than if you're a student at the end. You want to, well, let me kind of just put that in a little better perspective. If you're a student from day one, it's going to help you to easily ease into being the A student at the end. You can't go through the year being an F student and try to be an A student in the final semester and expect to get an A. Doesn't work, or doesn't always work. It's very, very important that you start from day one, keep that momentum going, and of course finish strong. So that is something that I'm practicing, visualizing what I want, and then I'm also acting in a certain way to do it. And then the last thing, and by no means least, I'm focusing on doing more of what I love to do. I love to teach, I love to coach, I love to tell my story. These are things that I'm focusing more on. I love to, there's a side of me too that I'm tapping into, where I'm loving to do things that can help children, I'm now doing things that can help other women. It's doing what I love, and of course allowing that to flow through me. So guess what? I know that by 2024 I will win. And I want to urge you to take this opportunity, look into yourself and see what really is holding you back from achieving all your goals. You might just be surprised when you find out what they are. And if it is that you have goals that you're carrying over from 2023 into 2024, look at life differently. Make the change and you may just achieve what you set out to achieve. Remember, you're a move maker. You're here to make moves. Moves aren't made sitting down and laying back and just wondering what's next. You have to go out there and grab the bull by the horns and ensure that what you want to do, that is what you truly are doing. So, go and make those moves. Have a happy day, week, month, and have a happy 2024. Thank you.